I don't have any.
Oh, no.
No, yeah.
Sorry, I started to say that sucks. We're
It
live.
was an oversight. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm running late. It actually is my fault.
I never heard him say that before.
It is my fault. Don't get used to it. No, my phone, I knew I was going to be late getting home. I just came from the Ark. Where else? We had an adoption event today, and I had to do some things there, and I overstayed. I was putting up yard sale signs and stuff for in the morning. But anyway,
Okay. Wow.
my new phone isn't paired with the truck, and I forgot that. So no Wi-Fi, no signal, no way to anyway. So I just got home a couple minutes ago.
Well, you make a cup of coffee, man.
Yes, I got to have
If
some.
I had it,
Hello.
I'd be making it too.
Floyd said he really did just come in. Hey, Floyd, where are you at? There he is. And I'll have to give him something or he'll start screaming. So how's everybody doing? I think he may be safe from
I
being
am very
attacked
happy
too.
it's Friday.
Did you?
I'm very happy it's Friday.
Oh, very happy. I thought you said you had a happy Friday. Does somebody mind saying hello to everybody? I kind of read the chat real quick and said on my way, but
Got you. We got Paul McCartney's Huawei. How you two doing? We got Bruiser CB. Me and Q were in the Q and I were
Q
in
and
the
I.
chat
Q and I.
wondering where the hell Bob was.
Right, right.
What's up, Podrick? Dragon Lair, Uncle Smiley's Aquariums. Jenny Lynn's here.
Hey, Jenny.
Silver Creek Wildlife. How you doing?
Oh, Tommy boy.
I'm looking up something.
You're what?
I'm looking something up.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you what I thought you said you were doing. What I thought. Oh, I need to get this coffee going and sit down. Well, welcome everybody. We don't have a guest, but we do have a topic. And I saw Susie commented that it was one of her favorite topics.
Absolutely is, especially when it comes to reptiles. Fish too, but reptiles second.
Oh, yeah. And we're just going to, of course, the title of the stream was clickbait. Does size really matter? I think is what I said. But it does. The size does matter. Trust me. Right, Skipper?
That's what she said.
That's right. And she's right.
Anyway, no, what got me thinking about enclosures is getting a couple of new snakes and the vast difference in actually what they need, but the size of what they need as well. So I thought, what a good topic to talk about. And I wanted everybody to know, show you real quick. I don't think you can see much of him, but I'll try. Him or her. That's my new Amazon tree boa that bit the shit out of me the other day.
Awesome. Is he like wrapped around the light? I'm trying to find him.
No, that light isn't warm enough either. And he's pressed up against the glass.
Oh, okay.
So I have a new light over. Actually, I just moved it out of the way, the box out of the way. That solar glow's what I just got for him.
I love when I get new lights. Oh my gosh.
But there's his face. I don't know if y'all can see him or not at all. But that's his face. And he's climbed up there, of course, to be as warm as he can. So I'm going to be giving him a little under the tank heat mat, which he didn't have yet.
Well, does he stay in trees mostly, or does he go on the bottom of the tank?
Well, as the name hints, he is an Amazon tree boa. But they do stay in the trees most of the time, apparently. But he does have two hides down there. And I've got him a more natural bow, but I want him to have a big bow to soak in.
Oh, okay.
But he's got a hide that will be a warm hide and one that will be a cool hide. So he's got those. But yeah, they don't need a whole lot of real estate, not a lot of ground.
Right. They don't need the big footprint, but they need the height, right?
Right. And so this is actually a 40 breeder that I got for him. It's a brand new one. And what I did, and I've got to work with this on the side, like we always, and Susie can address that to more than I can, I'm sure, about how we sometimes close off part of the screen to change the humidity or the warmth or something like that. So I'm still going to be working with this, but I'll probably end up with about a third to a half of this
And is
sealed
that
up.
just a regular screen top with the locks, snap
Yep.
locks?
Yep, with the clips, and it works really good if I don't
Yeah.
open it up, more than I need to do the water and stuff. I just unclip two of them.
Well, if you took the whole screen off to change the water, he's not a real fast mover, is he?
He's fast striker and a fast mover.
Oh, snap. Never mind.
Yeah, he's I should call him grease lightning. He's not happy, like they say. People say they're nasty, but he was striking at the glass the other night and hitting it, so I had to get way back, like 5, 6 feet away.
What is a sky hide? Patrick is saying a sky hide is great for tree boas. What is a sky? Is that like a hide up at like a tree fort?
I wonder if that's one of those. Like I've got one of those with my little yellow rat snake, and they're 4 finches or stuff like that. I know Jenny Lynn
Yeah,
has
it's
one or two.
kind of like what the birds have, but bigger.
Right, right.
I've
Okay.
seen them. They're pretty neat. You put them up in the upper corner of your.
Oh, for the tree
enclosure.
snake. That makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen
Jenny-
that. That's pretty neat. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I know Jenny Lynn has what I have, and it's like a little ladder that bamboo ladder rungs that go up to like a wicker basket or a ball. And my yellow rat snake, he's getting big. He loves that. Oh, he lost. It wasn't me. It was Susie. I'm about to sit down finally, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. Just if I could make it 2 more weeks, the building will be gone, and it'll all be work from home. I gotta survive it. Oh, she's muted, so she's probably there. It's a hide mounted up in branches. Okay. Well, he probably would like something up there, but he had no trouble going in the hide on the ground, and he stayed there 2.5 days. And last night I said enough of this, and I put a little juvenile mouse in there, and he didn't come out for it, but turned the light off and came back in an hour, which is really a long time to trust a live mouse. But the mouse was gone. So, and this morning he was up there. I actually did a little video. I may lose my signal, guys. If I do, I'll come back out of here. This is what I was envisioning. Got water spots per usual. But the little yellow rat snake stays in there. You might be able to see him in there.
Yeah, that's considered a tree hide.
But yeah, he comes out and looks out like a little bird. I just did a video of him this morning or last night, like a 15-second clip, looking out. He's getting really yellow now. All right.
Podrick says a basket turned on its side would work also.
Yeah, there you go. And I could still see him. He knows what he's talking about in case anybody hadn't figured that out. Don't tell him I said it, though, damn it. So, Skipper, I sent you a picture today.
Oh, yeah. You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
All right, give me a second.
And I was at my local pet store. He does fish and reptiles. Boy, you
My
scared me.
favorite kind of pet store.
Huh?
That's my favorite kind of pet store that does fish and reptiles.
He used to have, well, he has frogs and stuff like that too. Worm says hello.
Hello, Worm.
She's so excited. Daddy just got home. She's still really super excited. But I went in last night to get something. I don't remember. Oh, some frozen silver sides, little fish, because my other. No, sir. No.
It's down below.
Okay, get down, Terry. Because the other little snake I got is a water snake.
Oh
And
my gosh.
and it eats fish and frogs and stuff. But anyway, he was still setting up his new store, and I took a couple of pictures of him setting up what's going to be for oh,
Oh, wow.
not agamas, but you have Susie, the most common
The
lizard.
Uromastyx.
No, more common than that.
Oh. Bearded dragons?
Yeah,
That's pretty common.
yeah. What the most people have those.
And what is that? 3 foot by 2 foot?
It's the same dimensions exactly as a 40.
Okay, 3 foot by 18 inches. Okay.
Yeah. So look how big that looks. And it's vented, and he was actually changing the lights because he said they were. God, it's like Keystone Cops here.
Now, I really like that footprint for bearded dragons, especially if you put in a shelf. Put in a shelf about 8 inches up off the ground. So, one, that gives them something closer to the light, and 2, it doubles their real estate for climbing and exploring.
Yeah.
I love that footprint.
That's one thing that people don't do. You see so much, they're just sitting in on the floor of something, or they've got one stick or something, and there's so much airspace in there.
Yep. And besides, bearded dragons love to climb. They're not like a boreal, but they love to climb and explore and get into things. And at least mine do when they're active. And when they're not, they look like a statue.
Well, the one thing I didn't like about this was the light screw in the top. I think you can see the top unit there. And I said, don't those get hot? And he said, not as hot as whatever he had in there before. He had this unit at home, and he was bringing it in since he has a lot bigger store. Floyd, come and get some coffee. You need some coffee. Come here. But anyway, he said that it wouldn't be too hot for them, but I worry about bulbs like that, especially, well, the snake, of course, but I guess
a snake maybe, but the bearded dragon can be even a little bit over 100 degrees.
Yeah, well, I mean, just touching the bulb, that's what I'm worried about.
Oh, like there should be a cage or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you put a shelf near there, they're very rarely, without something to climb up on top of the shelf, able to stand on their hind 2 legs and reach up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it's so important that people understand that when you're getting any kind of critter, like, even though they like to climb, some climb differently than others. Like my skink will climb because she's 18 inches long, so she can climb up 12 inches without trying, but her legs are like 1 inch. So they can't climb that kind of climb, but they can stand up on their hind legs and get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know that you can buy these materials because the couple of my cabinets stands for these big tanks that I had made, a friend made. They have the slots and the ability to put, the glass.
Is it a PVC? What kind of material is it?
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I could just go ahead and put these strips in and put the glass in instead of trying to jury rig the.
You tell me where to sell those flats at, because I have yet to find them. I've searched every hardware store online. The only ones I can find are plastic. They're horrible.
Oh, the ones in mine, they're metal. They came from Lowe's because he went with me. I was paying for the materials, and he knew right where they were.
I would love to know what they're actually called so I can find them in my Lowe's. Well, I could not find these metal tracks anywhere.
I'll check that back.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't like Lowe's anymore, so we went to Hobby Lobby, and they were in the back. So, and I go there all the time. So
they had them in Hobby Lobby.
That's where not Hobby Lobby.
Home Depot.
Home Depot. One of those H's. I'm saying the wrong names and
that's all right.
More and more.
But my Hobby Lobby only has the plastic ones. I cannot find metal tracks unless it's for like 1/4 inch thick glass.
Well,
I don't want 1/4 inch thick glass.
No, no, no. It would be good thermally, but you don't need all that
No.
for sure.
Now maybe with my Chinese water dragon I do because he's a big boy.
Right. Yeah.
He falls on the side and you hear thud. You hear it loud and clear.
I've been waiting for 4 years for these Paku to break the thick glass in this 180, but so far. Say hi to Susie. Let's get all the.
Hey Floyd. Hey pretty boy Floyd. Hello. Aren't you a pretty bird? Hello.
Yes.
Hello. You want to step up? Come here. You want to step up? Step up? Come here. Come here. Step up.
I think I told y'all he learned to say what, and he answers me now. Like if I'll say Floyd, he'll say what. It's so weird. And he knows come here or come over here or come on boy, or he knows that kind of stuff from. I think he learned it from the dogs and cats. But
Yeah, I think if I could have somebody help me with those metal tracks and just I would finish up my enclosures. So nice. I got 21 enclosures and the weakest link is that front door like area. The glass, semi-glass, some is glass, some is plexi. They're all on plastic rails that get chewed up by glass and plexi bend. It's just horrible, horrible.
yeah. Well, I'll look at Hobby Lobby. I've got to go. Actually, that's one of my favorite places to go for plants and like terrarium plants. They always have those little plants that grab you. And I've got a couple of plants I'm going to put in here tonight too in his thing. Actually, they were sitting on top of the tank, sitting up there, so the cats can get them while I was gone. What's going on back here? Private chat.
Well, we got a private chat.
Yeah, I've got a question before you start talking. It's for you, Susie.
Oh, Eastern. I know Eastern musk turtles, not mud turtle, musk turtles. You are allowed to be in possession of one Eastern musk in Pennsylvania.
What about a razorback?
That's different. I only know that the Eastern musk. I don't know is there's a limitation on the razorback. I just don't know the answer. Because I had Eastern musk and it stuck with me that because I wanted to, that I was only allowed to be in possession of one, and Eastern painted turtles one. That was ridiculous.
A couple of my friends built their cages and they ordered them online.
Really, the metal. I've been looking for that since COVID. You know, I started building those enclosures right during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Yep. And I did finish them before COVID was like snoozing, but I got stuck with these glass doors, sliding glass doors. And in my head, I didn't want to put on hinges because I know what happens when I put on hinges. They're like sideways. You open it and it creaks open. It doesn't stay closed. I just, for some reason, I've never been successful putting on hinges.
I've never tried it.
And even with a hinge, I want to see my animal. So I still have to put a glass panel in the doors.
Right. I've got a couple of those, that have the glass doors on hinges that came with things I rescued or that were given to me. And they're okay. I mean, but I wouldn't want to buy one, I don't think. I thought that said pantyhose. I can't read. I can't talk. I can't see. I can't do anything. Well, one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is with kind of like with fish, we now know the resources are there to find, or the people have experience to tell us like what size tank for what kind of fish and how to stock tanks, and so that's readily available. And things like the inch per gallon thing, and all those have been debunked. But with reptile enclosures, I find that it's, especially being new to it, I found that there's so much disparity and so much stuff up in the air and so much discussion, and people are very polarized about it, more so than fish, I think. But like one example, and not saying anything or pissing anybody off or anything, but like one extreme is, for me, is an extreme is keeping snakes in drawers, ball pythons. But when you listen to the argument, ball pythons do like to be in dark places a lot of the time. They like water and they like heat, so those drawers are very efficient for that. But the other side of that coin is ball pythons are intelligent. A lot of people don't realize they are, or assume they're not, and even say things like "not a thought in their head" and stuff like that. But if you read the white papers and some of the studies on ball pythons specifically, they do really, really good in problem solving and like mazes and stuff like that. Remembering things, they're pretty smart. There are smarter snakes, but so what about the enrichment? And what about do they only see light when you open it up once a week to feed them? Or so those are my kind of some of my concerns. Uh, but I know people that take really good care of their snakes that keep them in drawers, and I just have a little different view of it. But then you have people that really like the what's the material you just asked if those were made out of
PVC.
yeah, PVC, and they swear by that. It is great for insulation and to work with, and lightweight, and it's not expensive. Wood is really, really preferred too for the thermal ability, and I guess most people prefer, or most expert, especially snake keepers, prefer glass for different reasons. But I use glass mostly because I realize what some of the shortcomings are, and I try to augment those, or to make up for them, like heating and lighting and humidity. So you have to be very aware of that if you're using a glass fish tank, basically.
So I think it's very different between reptiles too.
It is.
Yeah, right. So you're speaking snakes, right? If you're talking tortoises, do not use glass. And if you use glass, paint it, put Vaseline, put something across the inside of the glass or the outside of the glass so it's not reflective, because they don't see it as a barrier and they'll crash right through it. Like the Chinese water dragon will rub his nose right off
Right.
very easily. Like it's so like snakes might be very different. I don't know anything about snakes, but I do know the reptiles I have. It was worth it for me because I had so many of the kind of reptiles that glass is a problem to build the wood enclosures. Do I wish I could have afforded PVC? Absolutely. That's so lightweight. But I couldn't even afford the wood. I was picking up wood on the side of the road, going off of Facebook Marketplace, free wood. So I have all different kinds of wood, pieces, depth. It's like I took what I could get. But I'm thinking making PVCs, they'd be lightweight. They would hold
Right.
tension. There is no reflection. So easy to drill through. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking anyway. I just want to make sure because it might be good for snakes, might not be the same for the Euromastics. Well, my Euromastics have never had a problem with the glass. They don't want to come out. They want to go under the rocks, into the clay, dig their holes. They don't want to come forward unless I'm feeding them. They see food.
Same with my Euromastics. Same thing.
Okay. Yep.
Gary, how the hell have you been? How have you been, Carrie?
There's ABC. What's up?
Kenny.
So you use the PVC enclosure. Did you make your own, Kenny, or did you buy them pre-made? Curious what you did with the doors. Because when you have PVC and then you have metal tracks, do you glue that down or do you screw it, nail it, silicone it? Like, I don't know how you, like certain mediums don't attach to each other very well.
Okay, sorry. Say that again. You talking about the metal tracks?
The metal tracks on PVC versus the metal tracks on wood, they all take a different kind of adhesive. to have a good seal, or can you just use silicone? And does silicone work well when it's 130-degree temperature inside? Like all these kind of things,
Never thought of that.
I'm finding such a hard time. The glue that I use to keep my plastic ones on, which I thought melted plastic to plastic, has melted because the aromatics are at 130 degrees at the hot end of their enclosure.
Well, if you think about it, some of your windows, what they use to seal your windows, that type of silicone, it gets pretty hot
Yeah.
when it's in direct sunlight. So if it was me, if I was putting a metal track system in, I would use that plus I would screw it down with short screws.
And you're talking to wood or you talking PVC?
Both.
Oh, to both. I didn't know you could screw PVC.
Yeah, you just gotta be real careful with it. You don't want to over tighten and strip it.
Okay.
But you could screw it down essentially. But I don't know, PVC, I would be scared of stripping it. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use the silicone and then heat clamp it down until it cures
Right.
to where it's going to be.
And then the problem with what I found, screwing down the tracks, getting it so beyond flush that it's not scraping the bottom of the glass every time you roll over that screw.
Yeah.
Well, you want to make sure that the screw that you're using, if it's already has the screw holes in it that have the little indentation in it, you want to use a flathead screw. You don't want
Right. I got the flathead screw, but it still sits slightly above the track.
Oh, well, then the track ain't countersunk then.
These screws that he put on this, I was with him when he walked around, and I remember that in the tracks they have the holes there, but they're not just holes; they're tapered, I guess, for a lack of a better.
And they're already like inset.
The hole is smaller down by the wood where it's going to go in, and then at the top to accommodate the head of the screw. And the screws are made like that too.
Yeah.
So they sit down in there.
So the flat part of the metal track has to be pretty thick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did the plastic and there was no place to inset. If I inset it, I went right through and then there was nothing attaching it.
Yeah, if you get the metal track, make sure it's already countersunk or inset. I call it countersunk because of wood.
Okay.
But you're going to want to get that and then use the same screws that would fit it. They are countersunk. They're
Okay.
beveled. It's flathead and it bevels down into the screw.
Yeah. I've seen the screws. I just didn't know how to adapt it to.
Yeah, the track should already be countersunk if you buy it. If you want to make sure that, so if you get some that is not countersunk, what I would do is I would drill the holes and then I would use flathead nails, like pitcher nails,
Right.
like you
Right.
the wee ones. They're very small. That's what I would use to secure it. Now, don't put like just 3 of them in it.
I
You know what I
personally
mean?
tried that, and when I was nailing it in, I could get to where the tracks were. I didn't have anything like an awl or whatever to put on top of that flathead, so I could keep nailing it past.
Right.
Oh,
And
you need to get
Penny
a
is
punch.
asking why use metal instead of plastic. I did use plastic. I couldn't find metal, and now I'm finding that, especially the enclosures that are super hot, like my Euromastics is 130, the Bearded Dragons is 100 degrees. The plastic is getting warm and warping, so my one Bearded Dragon can push on it, and he can basically pop out if he wanted to. And the other one is my glass seems to scrape up. If I don't open it exactly right, it scrapes up the metal or the plastic, and now it's hard to open because there's little divots in the slide, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So these are the struggles I'm fighting, trying to do right by upgrading my size of the enclosures, making it myself, not having a clue what I'm doing, and then trying to adapt with the materials I have. It's like, I really wish I had somebody nearby that knew what they were doing. Because I'm like, I've tried so many different ways and it was like fail after fail, but that's what I'm using right now. I literally had to put a 2x4 on the inside screw it down 2x4 on the outside, and pretended that was the track, because the track is just worn away. It's like great.
Yeah. If I lived closer, I'd be able to help you. I could come up with some ideas, and I'd have to see it and be able to research materials. I'm sure there has to be a place you can get that type of stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, my hardware store, it's a mom and pop shop. They were good with the glass. They would cut any size I wanted, and they were amazed that every one of my sliding glass doors was a different size. I said, "Yeah, because I handmade it. They're not all the same." It's like, I wish they were. I wish they did come out right, but some things weren't necessarily perpendicular to each other, so it was a little wonky. But hey, I did it.
Oh yeah, Patrick did give me a link. Oh, I thought that's what he was going to say. He did give me a link to some enclosures he's got.
Oh, cool.
I should have sent that to you too, Skipper, so we could see it. But I just
Well, that's why I said that to him. I said he should have had, because I think I have him on Facebook. I can't remember.
So Kenny's asking how big of enclosures are. I built. They are all the corners of the room have these diamond shaped corner cabinets, and they're all 2 foot by 2 foot. In between are 2 foot by 4 foot long and 2 foot high. And I got like 3 before it goes floor to ceiling. So for the most part, they're supposed to be like 2x4, except for the corner cabinets are more like 4x4. Like they're just huge. They're massive. They're not 2x2. They're 4x4. And then they come out with the diamond shape, trying to make it look like I was trying to keep space in the middle of the room and just have enclosures go all around the room. And then the bottom one doesn't have any doors because it's for tortoises. So they just have like a 12-inch rail that once I put them in there, they can walk all around, but they can't get out. So that's my reptile room.
they can walk around where?
Underneath all of the enclosures is their area. So they got the 4 foot by 4 foot and 2 foot by 4 foot for the Russian tortoises, the 4 foot by 4 foot for the cherry heads, along with the 2 foot by 4 foot. It's all one big enclosure. Like I took the middle thing out. And then over here, the sulcatas got 1.5 walls. They got all that. They can do anything they want, but they can't come out into the room. They're in a 2 foot wide hallway that goes all around the room underneath all my enclosures, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good use of space. So Kenny's got some enclosures he's getting rid of.
See, that would have been ideal 2 years ago. That would have been ideal. Pre-made enclosures that were made well or made to stack on top of each other or lightweight. Mine are built into the wall now. So if I move, I'm just shit out of luck. I didn't know how to make them stackable. So I literally built the frame and built them into the frame and then built the front on them because I didn't know what I was doing. I used a lot of wood.
You attached them to the studs in the wall?
Oh, yeah. I made studs and then attached them to those studs because I put an extra layer of insulation because I didn't want the cold air coming in through the basement wall.
He's going to send you the thing, Skipper.
I saw.
So that's the size of mine. And because I was under the impression that it was almost inhumane how I was keeping my bearded dregs, I had everything in a 40-gallon breeder. But now that I see other people doing the same thing, that's not inhumane. Now that in my 40-gallon breeder, it was hard for me to build shelves because it's all glass. But it was, to me, in my mind, I was doing the right thing. And I'm like, I think I caused a whole lot of extra work and destroyed my basement downstairs.
Jenny Lynn has some good videos on her using tanks and having them like condos, multi-level, for snakes and lizards.
Oh, I would love to see that. I'll check it out. Did somebody post the link for that?
No.
I'll just check out her channel.
I'm just remembering because I remember asking her some questions about them and how she did some things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I made them. I just wish I was a better carpenter and made them so that if I had to move, I could take each one as its own enclosure. But each enclosure's ceiling is the other enclosure's floor. Like
Uh,
they're not separated. So I did, yeah. Maybe you forgot to look at the video. They look. I think they're just a mess. I
I
had the right
remember.
intention, but I wasn't able to. And like most of the projects I do, I have good intentions. I want to be able to do it. I try to do it, and it's like, dang, I just wish I had a little more skill, a little more tools in my toolbox.
Um, like a counterpoint, I guess. I thought Floyd was going to wrestle me before y'all. Oh, he's gone back to sleep already. Uh, um, there are things, reptiles that don't like a lot of space. It stresses them, or they can't ever use it. One thing that comes to mind is Pac-Man frogs. I mean, they don't need much at all. They kind of stay in one place, as far as I know. And food comes to them. They're opportunistic. Um, I think they're cool, but I could never feed a mouse to a frog. I just couldn't do that.
But you feed them to your snakes.
Yeah, snakes rule. Snakes rock. It's creepy. Just creepy. That is creepy. Probably like a lot of people thinking about me, or other people feeding mice to snakes. It just is creepy for me to see a big frog mouth eating.
Well, my Pac-Man frog before he passed was like almost 5 inches. He was fat, and all you saw was the eyeballs. But he
Yeah.
did move. He changed his hole a lot. Like
Did he?
in a month, he had 2 different holes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so like he would move over here and dig a deeper hole. Whether or not the drainage was better, and I don't know. I just let him do his thing.
What did you have him in?
He was in 18-inch by 18-inch, and then I had it by like 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he was ever going to climb a tree, so I made it with trees, and then I found out, well, maybe it should be bigger than 18 by 18, and I hope that's not why he died, because he didn't have enough space to keep growing. But
I said them. I've never kept them or researched them, but I always see them in small enclosures. I don't know.
Small relative to the size of the frog, because the frog gets big. It gets big.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I just assume. Hey,
Acroballs.
Jenny Lynn.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
There's the link.
Did you know there's a fully aquatic frog that's in the same family as a Pac-Man frog?
No way.
I got to see it.
That's so cool. Do you remember the name of it?
No, I can't. Well, this Saturday, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you.
And does he do the same thing? Stay in the substrate of the aquarium too?
He just sits there and it'll bring its little skinny legs up and his big ass head will be staring at you. It's freaky looking.
I'll have to look at that. That's awesome.
It's going to need a home. Just saying.
What size tank is he in?
Oh, he's in a big tank right now, but I don't know what it needs.
Huh.
What about what kind of myths is anybody aware of? Like the thing about the 1 inch per gallon for fish. Has anybody heard anything that was kind of out there? Or
no, because like you said, I've never heard any rules that people say. I've only heard, oh, you can put them in 55 gallons. Oh, you can put them in a 40 gallon. Like I hear people say you can put them in, and then they mention something that you might be able to get your hands on versus what the animal actually needs.
Right.
So I've never heard anything. But then again, I've been in the hobby this long with the fish keeping, and I never heard anybody tell me 1 inch per gallon. I never heard anyone say that except for ranters ranting about it.
It's not a bullfrog gill. That's the thing. Listen. I'll
Okay.
have pictures tomorrow.
20 what? Tanganyika.
Weekend. Oh wow,
Oh, wow, George.
that sounds awesome. What are you gonna set up like a Tanganyikan tank, or do you already have a Tanganyikan tank? That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I was just using that for an example of something that was not,
Right.
turned out to not to be valid, but it was accepted for a long time. And some people still accept it. Hey, Daniel. Daniel.
Huh.
A lot of people say too, you know, and a lot of people know a lot more than me. That's for sure. Most people know a lot more than me, but I just haven't found some of the things to bear out, specifically like with the snakes that I keep. You know, every time I give snakes space and enrichment opportunities, they take it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard for me to think about them just sitting with nothing to do and
Yep.
cramped quarters. I just, you know, they're I don't know if you would say sentient, but they're definitely intelligent. So,
Yes.
I think it depends on the snake.
well, I do know, and I had researched quite a bit before I started getting, um, other than, oh gosh, I'll tell you what, my mind is totally gone. The little red rat snakes, and they're very corn snakes. They're the red rat snake. But anyway, besides getting those, there are a lot bigger and smarter and more complex rat snakes, and there's some really cool snakes. And that's why I've gotten into several. I've got several, like half a dozen different species. But those snakes know what's going on. You know, you walk in the
Wow.
room, and they come right to the corner where you're at. They signal they want food. People say no, they don't. They do. When they go up to the top, that means I want fed.
Okay.
So, so they're definitely more intelligent. And carpet pythons, now that I have two of those, they are scary, spooky, smart, intelligent. So, but yeah, I think they all obviously they've lived for whatever hundreds of thousands or millions of years. They've survived, you know, and they're on the ground, you know, on their bellies, and you know anything can get them, you know, or get to them. So they definitely have worked out some strategies to survive. And I'm gonna mess with you, Floyd, just because you're such a little jerk.
Oh, look at this. You see that?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Sophie. Sophie.
Oh my God.
My heart is broken.
What happened?
So I was in there, I was getting the dogs out of the crate, but I was also filling up a fish tank with water. And when I bring water into that room, Sophie goes crazy. It's just something she does. She just goes crazy with when she hears water. She loves it. And I heard her going crazy, and the dog started walking in circles in his crate, and I think it startled her. So she flew to me, which was fine, but she lost her grip. And to hang on, she dug her beak into my arm.
Hmm.
Oh my God. It
It
was
was
horrible. It was
well,
horrible. I was like, and there's nothing I could do. I couldn't pick her up because she was flapping, because she was falling, but she was falling off my skin. Like, it was like,
Yeah,
literally.
that
yeah,
looks bad.
yeah, it hurts. It went deep because they're very sharp beaks, man. Whew. So I see you playing with Floyd. I can't play with Sophie like that because she plays like that and then she bites. And she could snap a bone without even effort. Without even effort.
He'll even let me grab his beak, and one of his favorite things is to hold my finger in his mouth, and then I'll put my thumb under his neck and rub, and he sits there and moves his tongue like sucking a bottle.
Yeah, I've tried that so many times, and she starts off real cute and cuddly, and then boom. Like, oh my God, you sicko. Like a psycho bird.
He's recently started letting me like put my hand over his head.
Oh,
And he
wow.
let me do that before, and so he's putting his
So
head.
let me preface Sophie is afraid of fingers when I got her. Fingers and perches. So I think the previous owner got her back in the cage with a perch and things like that. Did a
Or
lot of that.
might have flicked her in the beak too.
Yep. So if I do this, she'll step up on my arm, no problem. If I do this, she'll attack.
Oh yeah.
But I can't do this because then I can't stop her from getting to my shoulder.
Right.
And she needs to stay down here or I can't hold her because if I say step up and she doesn't want to, she could just eat my ear if she feels like it.
That is sweet.
Like, just go ahead, eat my ear off. I got another one.
I don't need
These are like toys to her. Oh my God.
Oh, not scary farm. That's cool. Well, Chloe doesn't bite me, but one thing I just thought it was funny at the time. I was going through the hallway into my bathroom, and I heard him flying, and so I usually just duck my head down so that he give him a lot of clearance. And somebody, it might have been you, Susie. Somebody said that they take that as an insult.
Oh, Sophie is very insulted if you duck.
Well, I didn't duck this time, and I'm due 9 out of 10. And he went splat right in the back of my head, and I felt his full breast, hit me. And I thought that's broke his ribs and everything. That's killed because it hurt me.
Yeah.
He flew over onto the little wall by the toilet and waited on me and started talking to me.
Oh my God.
Hey, lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is a catapunk? What is a catapunk?
Oh man. I'm drawing a blank.
Catapunk.
I've heard that word, but it was a word like I'll never need to know that again. And now I do. She didn't bite you on purpose.
No, she did not bite. Your finger's on your phone, I think. No, she didn't bite me on purpose, but
Oh, I've got my
I
thumb
don't think she
over
would
there.
ever bite me and hurt me on purpose, but she bites and hurts me.
Okay. It's a shell dweller, Catapunctatus.
Oh, okay.
I knew what it was. It was driving me nuts.
Jesus. Oh,
There he goes.
There he goes. Oh, I'm still here somewhere.
Boy, they're beautiful.
Raise my arm up high. Oh, so like this is above my head? I gotcha. Oh yeah, she wants to get right here. She wants to stand right here. Then she'll start picking at my hair like she's gonna pull my hair out and make a nest with it. I'm like, oh my God, this hurts. Look, there's two Bobs.
I'm waiting to see who that fourth thing is coming up.
It's you. It says it's you.
You're in here twice, Bob.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I may be getting turtles. There's going to be 3 different type of turtles, and I
This
can't
is
remember.
craziness.
You gotta oh, is this from this guy? He just sent me a picture of the tail of the yellow belly.
But I'm up there twice. Let me get rid of me.
I think it's a female. I'm gonna be so happy if it's a female because she'll fit right in. I won't need to make a separate enclosure for her. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I want the mother turtles. There's 3 different types, and they're all water turtles. But I got a 40-gallon breeder I'm going to set up for them, but I got to build a stand for it. For them.
And what kind of turtle? I thought you said one was a razorback musk.
Yeah, razorback musk turtle and eastern mud turtle.
I don't know what my problem is, but
Now the eastern musk isn't going to bask a whole lot.
No.
He's gonna, if you put in White Cloud Mountain minnows or something like that, he'll spend all day trying to chase. He won't catch any of them, but he'll spend all day trying to catch them.
Yeah, well, none of them 3 turtles. They're 3 different types. There's like 7 total.
Wow.
Thing. Yeah. But and then he has that. That's that frog. They have that frog. Is what I was telling you about.
Oh. So you're going to put all 7 turtles in that 40-gallon breeder?
Just to start out, they're small.
Are you in the basement where you're sitting?
Yeah.
Oh my God, get a Rubbermaid 100-gallon tub. Oh my gosh, it'll be the best thing you've ever got for those turtles. Then
No,
you
it's
can
fine.
build a basking area around it.
I have an extra one.
That's perfect. That is so perfect for my turtles. Like, because there's enough depth and middle space, and I put like one of those cinder blocks right in the middle so that they can climb up, and then you can build a basking area outside of it. They just make it like a playpen so they can't get out. You won't even need they, and most likely they can all live together, depending on, as long as you don't have a diamondback in there or something else that's an asshole.
No, not able. No. I'm trying to remember what the third one is. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah,
It's,
I swear by my 100-gallon Rubbermaid tub for these turtles. And
I
I have
have
a little canister filter on it.
I have an extra one that
That's
I'm trying
perfect.
to figure out what to do with.
Hmm.
And what's nice is it's got the drain plug at the bottom.
Yeah, and if you put that cinder block in the middle, then you can put a basking area on it. You don't have to worry about them being so high up they can get out because they're in the middle of the tub. They can't
Yeah.
get to the edge anyway, and it's just, oh my gosh, I love it. I think that'll be great. You can't think of the third one though. I'm so happy you're getting
No,
turtles.
it's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. I can't think of
Did
it.
you say maybe an Eastern painted?
No, that's not what it is. I, I was just talking to him about it the other day because I asked if he got a hold of you about that yellow belly slider. And he said he did. And he's thinking about probably next Sunday or this
Oh,
Sunday.
awesome.
This Sunday, he's going to bring it back with him.
This yellow belly is so tiny. He's gonna go in with my baby turtles. He can't be
It's a
more than
baby.
8 years old. He's tiny.
It's a baby.
Oh my gosh, that's he can go. He could go. He's so small. He could go in with the Eastern musk. I know he's not going to mess with him because he's so small. And the Eastern musk, I would relate to a teeny tiny snapping turtle. It's just a little though, so it's a snapper. But they love to snap at things like.
I don't think it's a true straight mud turtle.
Yeah, the Eastern musk definitely keep in the tank so you can see it because they don't need a big basking if anything. My Eastern, very rarely. I mean, I give a walkway so he can bask if he wants to, but he's so tiny and he's just always swimming.
Well, it's an eastern mud turtle. It's not a muck. It's a mud. Here, I can show you a picture of what it
Yeah,
looks
let's see a picture.
So they get 5 inches.
Sounds like an Eastern musk. Musk mud might be interchangeable.
No, I looked up the difference.
Okay.
At the bottom.
I can't.
Okay, we won't be able to see it tonight. But
Oh, I see. It is different.
yeah.
That's actually bigger than the Eastern musk.
Yeah, it'll get bigger.
Okay.
3 to 5 inches.
Oh, he's gonna be so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I still like my Eastern musk, and my Reeves turtle are my absolute favorite species.
See this other one. I don't know. It's driving me crazy. I can't think of it.
And you're sure it's not a terrapin?
Yeah, I'm sure. I know the difference with those. This one has actually humps on the back, like kind of like
Oh.
It's black.
That's
Oh,
gonna be so cool.
okay. Now I know what it is.
What is it?
Let me look it up first to make sure.
Okay. That's
As soon
awesome.
as I see it, I'll know it.
So I just pulled out my turtles and brought them inside for the winter. Most of them. And I brought my pink belly side neck African turtle. Gorgeous. I got him when he was about the size of a quarter. And he's like this big now. His belly is bright pink. His neck is so long. He swings it around. He looks like a little raccoon. Oh my God, I love him. Anyway, you find him, Skipper?
Yes, I did. It's pulling me. So the female gets bigger than the male. It's a black knob mat turtle, also known as the sawback mat turtle.
It's a what?
Sawback mat turtle,
Oh wow.
but it's the black knob mat turtle is what it is. I'm pretty sure, but they're pretty neat. Right now, the one has algae growing on its back.
Yeah.
Can you scrub that off with a toothbrush?
I do toothbrushes and just a tad bit of iodine. I scrub off their shells, let it dry 100% because when I pull them from outside in, I want to make sure there's no shell rot. And sometimes when they get algae outside, I can't see the shell rot. So I give them a little scrub with it. And then just I put a drop of iodine mixed in with the water and then put that on and let that bask and dry 100%. Only on the shell, not a skin. And then I put them in. That's also what I do if somebody shows sign of shell rot. I'll give them an iodine bath. Not his skin, but like I just said.
I've
But that's
always
a nice
wanted,
practice I do because I'm taking them outside and bring them in, and I can check every inch of his shell, their shell.
I've always wanted a monkey turtle ever since I started watching Wrinkly Larry.
Yeah,
So this would be
you're gonna love it. I'm so happy you're getting turtles.
wife don't know yet.
And you know what? That's reptiles, man. That's reptiles.
Yeah, I want to help them out as much as I can because it's unfortunate that his father passed away.